My hummingbirds, butterflies. Beautiful, beautiful day, every day.
Police cars could be seen speeding up and down several streets for another half hour or so. About 30 minutes after that, this overwhelming show of force. Rio Grande City Police, Starr County Sheriff's deputies, and state troopers converge on a convenient street.
Just after 6 p.m., this chopper in the sky was the first sign for us that Border Patrol was on to something.
I mean, it's just a normal thing for us. You know, we just see it and we're inside. And
Coriel and his trusted canine.
There's action almost every night.
Police chief says he needed drug dogs to sweep the classrooms, bathrooms, hallways, and lockers. The student GoPro camera on Lobo to see how he does his job. Somewhere in this room is a small bag of marijuana. It took less than 10 minutes for Lobo to go through the classroom and hit pay dirt.
The hazards that come with a steady stream of illegal traffic, also a fact of life for Capodona's grandson, 17 in Lynn. The latest detainees caught in the dragnet working their way north.
They were out here for 3 days with no food.
High-capacity magazines are also on the list of issues the president hopes to tackle.
It's more convenient when you have a higher capacity mag. You don't have to go back and reload as often.
Can a piddly little sparkler, can a bottle rocket really do a lot of damage?
It can.
Channel 5 News, with a fire extinguisher on standby, tested the power packed inside a popular popper. In a matter of seconds, a piece of bone-dry grass went up in flames. Damage can be done to property.
This is what it's like in Barajas' pool today. Cool, refreshing.
A couple of days after you did the bar cast on the pool.
This is the Solarzano family today. Unloading a fridge and rolling it into their new home.
Even if you didn't make a lot of money, if you are under welfare assistance.
He asked us to pray for him and he bowed his head. I got all teary-eyed, and our rigidity to be frigid and difficult to relate to. I think it reinvigorates our hearts. It reminds us that we're a part of this big family.
On a beautiful Friday in April, the bells ring at the Basilica de San Juan. The faithful fill bottles of holy water and gather for Mass. Marlene Ramos of Weslaco cradles her newborn son, thankful her pontiff is addressed.
This helicopter hovering along the border caught our eye. Channel 5 News photojournalist Justin Michel captured this video last Friday. Watch the helicopter go behind the treetops. It appears to be on U.S. soil. Can you see the fin on the front of the aircraft? We found out this helicopter doesn't belong to any American law enforcement agency.
There's no question of the demarcation in terms of what is Texas and what's Mexico. It's the Rio Grande River.
These groves are life's blood for Weslaco citrus farmer Donald Thompson. The second-generation farmer grows 200 acres of grapefruit and oranges.
The lack of water concerns him. The drought is impacting our valley. It's hitting some areas harder than others.
If we continue with one pump, we have about a month and a half worth of irrigation water still left.
Municipal water rides on this irrigation water in the canal system. Irrigation water is what will deliver it to the cities. When the canals dry up, it causes problems. If conditions don't change, cities will have to bring in more water to fill the canals. It will most likely raise the cost for consumers in the municipalities. Others stand to lose even more.
A lot of the farmers didn't plant crops this year.
Beating the heat, watching the dump. Last week, people have dumped off more dogs?
No, ma'am. A ghost town of its own, building after building, at least a couple dozen, crumbling, vacant, evidence that people are getting inside.
It's probably a year before that, and why something hadn't been done before then, you know, I can't really say. I was at a meeting where
A little patience.
She's good. Perfect.
And a strict watering schedule. Water hoses are weaved through patches of emerald. for what makes Celia Leap's garden grow.
Which one is the most expensive plant in the yard?
I think the roses.
On a chilly day in January, an act of kindness so sweet,
it does fit.
It might warm your heart.
I never had a leather jacket.
Our neighbors who hope for better days,
I'll be warm tonight.
Given a sliver of faith, those days may be coming soon.
Where are you staying, can I ask?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go work in San Antonio.
You're gonna go work in San Antonio?
I'm gonna go stay over there, find a place over there.
But right now you don't have a home of your own?
No, I'm working on that.
You're working on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Sergio Canchola is a husband and father of 3. Today, now suited in emerald, he found a way to provide.
I can tell that you're maybe a little shy about the camera pointed right at your face, but I can't help but see that smile. You feel pretty good today. Today's a good day.
Yes, ma'am.
Pieces of warmth destined for his wife and 1 child.
Is this your first time into Catholic Charities?
Yes, ma'am.
How'd you hear about it?
Well, I come to church, and I guess I donate sometimes too, and now it's my turn.
Daryl Conde found his spirit lifter inside the cramped closet chosen for coats.
How does it make you feel that this is your own jacket now?
Well, it makes me feel like, ooh, I'm rich.
The piece of leather, a little large for the 19-year-old who's homeless. He says it's better than the battered black one he walked in wearing.
It wasn't doing its job.
No, it was actually not doing its job. The air kept coming in.
Workers at Catholic Charities say when the temperature drops, the crowd builds. At 7:45 this morning, this is where the line for coats started. About a dozen people lined up, desperate for warmth.
And because of the cold weather, they just keep coming and coming and coming.
Caseworker Yesenia Guzman handed out more than 300 donated jackets so far this season.
Some of these families end up taking 2 coats because they live out in the colonias and they don't have washer or dryer.
Some people, like Daryl Conde, use coats as pillows or blankets. This one, he thinks, will make him shine.
This is the one that they use, I know, in movies mostly. Always in movies. So I was like, you know what, maybe I'm a famous superstar now.
Shining a little brighter, now a little warmer, because of a random act of kindness.
She's helpless. She can't speak. She can't pick up a phone and call.
A cry for help.
But then I know that with God, anything is possible.
From a heartbroken mother.
Oh yeah, she's my child.
Becky Acedo left with a speck of hope in her search for Sparkles. The 4-year-old Cocker Spaniel disappeared February 15th.
And you get the call from your mom.
Yes.
Sparkles is gone.
It was devastating. Devastating. And luckily, my boss just said, you know what, make a flyer and go. So I immediately left, and it wasn't even an hour later that I was out knocking on every door.
Positioning these flyers on her streets.
Sparkles, where are you?
Calls for a dog in need of round-the-clock care. Sparkles left with 3 legs after a run-in with a car. A glimmer of good news came 2 weeks later. Acedo responded to this Craigslist ad.
You know, he just said the worst thing you would ever want to hear, and that's that he had given my dog to somebody else. It's just awful. You know, and my first reaction and question was, did you ask for proof of ownership? And he said no. And that just, it kills you, because there's a bond between a human being and an animal that a lot of people, I guess, don't realize.
Sparkles, just one of dozens of pets posted on the walls of Palm Valley Animal Center. The shelter cares for 125 animals a day. Each day, at least 3 dozen people call looking for their lost pet.
You don't know if you'll ever get Sparkles back.
I don't.
You hope, though, for what?
For the best, that they take care of her and love her the way that we did. And that's all I can hope for.
Hope, the story of Sparkles, makes people think twice about handing a dog over to the first person who answers an ad. Melissa Correa, Channel 5 News at 6, McAllen. If there was ever a reason to obsess over social media,
oh my goodness. I can't believe it.
This is it.
God just do this miracle and bring her home, and he did, thank God.
Hours after a news report featuring a heartbroken Becky Acedo, a hit on Facebook.
She just said, I have sparkles, and I said, how much money do you want? And she said, I don't want any money, I just want to return your dog to you.
We got to Becky just in time. Buckled in, we drove alongside her.
It'd be nice to get all the green lights.
A 15-minute trip from McAllen to an apartment in Edinburgh. The anticipation zipping through city streets boiled down to this high-fiving, ear-to-ear grinning moment.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna just take my shoes off. Sparkles! Hi, Puppy! Oh my God! Oh, hi, Mama! Where have you been? Oh, thank you so much for taking care of her for me. Hi, baby.
Yesterday, your hope was that the people who found her were taking care of her. How does she look?
She looks very well taken care of. Thank you so much.
Jessica Garcia searched Craigslist for a dog. She answered this ad.
He's like, if you want to take her off my hands, I would be very happy if you did.
She picked up Sparkles, temporarily dubbed Lucy, about 3 weeks ago. Garcia and her son fell in love with Lucy. Her heart sank when Mom called.
There you go.
Lucy's on Channel 5. They're looking for her. I was like, oh my God. I ran to my brother-in-law's room. I was like, you need to go online, search it, and everything. And that's how we got the information.
From one dog lover to another, the reunion had to happen.
What was it like seeing her?
Oh, there are no words to describe it. She brings such joy to my life. I don't think she realizes.
A silver lining, proof you can count on more than man's best friend when in need of a little sparkle. Melissa Correa, Channel 5 News at 6, Edinburgh.